So, hello YouTube again. This is a bleeding procedure for the front brake of a Yamaha R1 RN19. This front brake has two sides. On the left, this is one piston is with this is the main caliper on the right side with 6 pistons, and on the left side. And if you begin, always start with that caliper which is most far away from that container. Here you have a sealing container with containing the brake fluid, the reservoir. I have already changed this. First you loosen the screw here, then you can release this cap. There is a rubber dust cap, a rubber cap inside. You can take this off, and as it said, every 2 years it is recommended to change the fluid because it's hydroscopic and it attracts water. The old fluid is quite orange, dark yellow orange, and the new fluid is a pale yellow color. So what you're going to do is, beginning on the left side, and I'll show this on the right side, this you have to remove this dust cap here. First of all, take this dust cap off. Do not forget this. Then you put in this 8mm socket. Then you use just a rubber hose. You can get this at any warehouse, or it is very easy if you ask at a hospital. If you know someone, a nurse or someone like that, who works in a hospital, they have lots of these hoses. Put that in. Put this in any container which can collect the old fluid. And what you're going to do is you apply pressure to the system. Then the whole system is pressurized. Then you open this just a quarter. The old fluid comes this way. First, close this valve, then release it. Otherwise, it can happen that the fluid is going back, and if you are not very lucky like me, then it sucks all air inside, and then you have air in this. What happens then is that your brake, if you pull the lever, it is extremely spongy. It's quite soft. This part here always reaches your handlebar. Then if that happens, you know there is air inside. It is quite complicated. It's not. It's quite complicated to get that air out, but there are some possibilities. So the first bleeding procedure would be this way: get pressure on that system, open the valve, let the fluid out, close the valve. This is 6mm. If you use a torque wrench, finally, this is 6 Nm. Then close this valve, release it. And after 5, 6, 7 times, you see that the level in this reservoir is going down. Never let it get empty. Always fill fresh brake fluid. This is .4 for the system inside. And finally, you see that this color changes from dark yellow to the pale yellow color. Then you know that the whole system has been flushed. If you are in the unfortunate case that there has come some air inside, don't worry. There are some possibilities to get the air out. The first possibility is you do the same whole procedure once more, from top filling downwards. A second possibility is you open this cap and you apply pressure to the system, and you compress this the whole night, 8 hours, 9 hours. Use a zip tie for that overnight. Through that compression, the fluid is compressed, and the air bubbles which are trapped inside the brake line are also compressed. What happens is that air goes this direction upwards, and you see in that container after some hours, if you watch this the whole time, that the bubbles are coming out. This is a second possibility. And the third possibility is mainly that air is trapped inside that caliper. you can do a reverse bleeding procedure. That means you take a syringe, a larger one like this one. You get the fluid inside. This is about 50 ml, and you push that fluid in that direction upwards. And if you push that upwards through the brake line, all the bubbles are going this way, and you see here that the bubbles are coming out, and then finally fresh brake fluid is coming. Be careful, brake fluid is quite aggressive against any painting, so make any protection here, some towel or anything like that. And what I didn't know is I had the problem that the air was trapped inside any part of that brake line. I think it was here in that caliper. So changed the brake fluid, and finally my clutch was still absolutely spongy. So I thought about this some days, and what I did not know, this main caliper, this is the reservoir. The main brake part which applies the pressure here is here. Here you have another bleeding screw. So the air was trapped on one part of the air was trapped in the caliper or in the brake line, and one part was here in this main part of the brake. So I opened this one. You can take this dust grab off. It's also an 80mm wrench, and I opened this, and in that case I heard that this is the typical sound when air comes out. And after that, it is just for a second, you see fresh brake fluid coming out. And then that spongy feeling, I closed this, the spongy feeling was gone, and I knew all the air was outside, and that's it. I hope I could help some of you in case there is air trapped inside. So have all safe and right. Next video I'm going to show you how you change the brake pads. It's quite easy. You just take off these screws, then you take off this caliper. I'm going to show you next video. So have a nice day. Today it is almost 30 degrees here in Germany, and I'm going to wash some of my cars and take a ride with one of these bikes. All the machines have to be moved. Please guys, I recommend and I advise you use your all items. Either it's a car or is this my Porsche, my SL, my Ferrari. Any of these items must be used. Don't let your whole vehicles in the garage just to watch them, just to see how beautiful this is. All of you have got one life. Please use these items. So if you have any questions about this, or any problems, any issues, any ideas, any suggestions for me, do not hesitate to make a comment. Wish you all the best. Have a safe ride.